Stop everything and listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you will make your heart stop for at least 3 seconds. Mert Ramazan Demir and Afra Saraçoğlu, after months of tension, silence, coldness, and emotional wreckage, have shockingly reconciled. And the entire industry is spiraling out of control. Before we dive into the most unbelievable paparazzi story of the year, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below, because what you're about to hear will leave you speechless. The story begins in the most unexpected place, a dimly lit backstreet cafe in Idler, where nobody would imagine two of Turkey's biggest stars would dare show their faces together after everything they'd been through. But there they were, Afra Saraçoğlu, visibly emotional yet glowing in a way that paparazzi hadn't seen for months, and Mert Ramazan Demir, whose tense jawline betrayed both regret and desire. The cameras didn't catch the beginning of the meeting, but according to a source who claims he was there refilling the sugar bowls, Afra arrived first. She kept glancing around nervously, her hands trembling slightly as she tucked her hair behind her ears. She wasn't her usual calm self, she was a woman on a mission. When Mert entered, the atmosphere shifted instantly. The cafe employees said it felt like two storms meeting in the same sky. And the moment Mert sat opposite Afra, everything became cinematic. Not a word was spoken for nearly 2 full minutes. They only stared at each other with the weight of untold emotions. That silence alone has already stirred a firestorm online. Fans have been dissecting the body language, pausing every frame of the leaked footage, creating theories about whether Afra was forgiving him, whether Mert was confessing something, or whether this was simply closure. But, according to insiders, this was not closure. This was the revival of a love that neither of them ever truly walked away from. Yet the reconciliation didn't come easily. Behind the scenes, both Afra and Mert were dealing with tremendous pressure. Rumors of jealousy had been circulating for months. Some claimed Mert couldn't stand Afra working closely with another male lead. Others whispered that Afra was growing tired of Mert's lingering ego and the constant emotional push and pull that drained her spirit. Their families, according to certain tabloid reporters, were also less than supportive, seeing the relationship as too volatile to survive. But despite the noise, despite the rumors, despite the emotional damage that accumulated between them, they found their way back, at least for one shocking night. Why? That is where the story becomes even more twisted. Insiders are saying Afra had an emotional breakdown days before the reconciliation, something triggered by seeing a clip of Mert laughing with another woman at a party. Even though everyone around her repeated that it was nothing, that it was just a casual chat with a colleague, Afra reportedly cried for hours, realizing how much she still cared. She had tried to convince herself that she had moved on, that she was stronger alone, that the past was better left behind. But the heart does not obey logic, and in Afra's case, it led her right back to the man she had been trying to forget. On the other hand, Mert had been suffering quietly. A close friend of his told the press that Mert wasn't himself in recent months. He was irritable, emotional, and constantly distracted. He allegedly reread old messages from Afra, watched their old videos, and even drove by places they used to visit together. The friend described Mert as someone who lost his spark and confessed that Mert regretted every harsh word, every cold moment, every fight that pushed them apart. The night of their reconciliation wasn't accidental. According to whispers from Mert's inner circle, he had been searching for a moment to reach out, something meaningful, something symbolic. And when he learned that Afra would be attending a mutual friend's mini-celebration in Idler, he took the chance. When Afra agreed to meet him at the cafe afterward, that's when everything changed. Paparazzi captured the moment they left together, Afra with her head slightly lowered, Mert walking protectively beside her. The headlines exploded instantly. Social media turned into a battlefield, with fans celebrating, crying, screaming, and arguing. Some wrote that this was destiny, that two souls who belonged together had finally awakened. Others insisted that Afra deserved better, that Mert had broken her too many times. And some said Mert should be wary, that Afra's family had never fully accepted him. But the most intense rumor came from a journalist who claims Afra received a warning from someone close to her before meeting Mert. The message allegedly read, "Don't let him hurt you again." That sentence alone sparked millions of comments across platforms, with fans asking who sent it. Was it a family member, a close friend, or someone inside the industry who knows more than they're willing to admit? Meanwhile, Mert's circle insists that he has changed, that he is ready to do anything to make things right. Some even claim he told a friend, "Afra is the only woman I've ever truly loved." Whether that is true or not, the way he looked at her that night, filled with pain, passion, and longing, was enough to convince many spectators that something deep was happening. The cafe owner said that at one point, Mert reached across the table and gently touched Afra's hand. She didn't pull away. Instead, she closed her fingers slightly, as if allowing herself, just for a moment, to feel what she had been denying. After that, Afra wiped her eyes. Her voice cracked as she whispered something. The owner couldn't hear what she said, but he claims Mert nodded slowly, his expression softening in a way that suggested acceptance, apology, or perhaps both. After leaving the cafe, they reportedly got into the same car. That detail alone caused the biggest explosion online. Fans spent hours analyzing the footage. Was Afra crying? Was Mert smiling? Did they drive to his place? Hers? Somewhere neutral? Nobody knows. But one thing is certain, something monumental happened that night, something neither of them expected, something that shifted the emotional axis of their story. What's even more shocking is the claim of a neighbor who told reporters she heard Afra on the phone later that night saying, "I don't know what to do, it all feels real again." That single sentence was enough to send fans into hysteria. Meanwhile, critics argue that this reconciliation, if it truly happened, is dangerous. They claim their relationship has always been too intense, too emotional, too consuming. But isn't that what makes it unforgettable? Isn't that what makes it the biggest news of the year? Industry insiders are now speculating that this reconciliation could have professional consequences. They say Afra's team is worried about public backlash, while Mert's side is concerned about how this might affect his upcoming projects. There are even whispers that certain producers prefer the two stars to stay far apart to avoid overshadowing the new projects they're involved in. But fate clearly has other plans. Because just when everyone thought the story couldn't get any more dramatic, another twist emerged. A close friend of Afra allegedly said that Afra told her, "If things go wrong again, I won't survive it." Those words have fans worried, protective, and angry all at once. The media frenzy is only growing. Some outlets are calling this the reunion of the decade. Others say it's a ticking emotional time bomb. But everyone agrees on one thing. The chemistry between Afra Saraçoğlu and Mert Ramazan Demir is undeniable, unbreakable, and absolutely electrifying. And the world cannot look away. If you want more exclusive updates, shocking behind-the-scenes details, and the real truth behind Afra and Mert's unbelievable reunion, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment, because this story is far from over, and you won't want to miss what comes next.